Well, thank you, Alex, for this opportunity to join you at this George Floyd Memorial lecture. I look at the guest speakers you have and legends in the community. It is incredible to see people like Gene Augustine give speeches and other colleagues who serve in public service. And I think it's appropriate. It's appropriate that you have this gathering because it is an opportunity, a virtual gathering, to talk about where we're going, to talk about the progress that we are making. Last year's event, as tragic and horrific as it was, it really can't be a moment in time. It has to be a catalyst for change. And I understand the topic that you gave me was to talk about fighting systemic racism on a municipal level. And so I thought I would reference some of the actions that we're taking on a local level here in Brampton. First of all, I should reference that for the last 3 years, we've had a mayor's Black advisory that my assistant, Francis Bradshaw, has been running. So every month on a different topic, we have a discussion with the community, everything from tendering to policing to firefighting, every municipal topic. So we can talk about what are the barriers, how do we overcome them, discussing the best ideas. And frankly, it's about taking the cloak of secrecy off some of these topics and really having a deep dive into them. And so that advisory group has been really valuable. It's been really valuable in terms of building a relationship with the community and the city. The second thing we've done more recently, and it was after the events with George Floyd's killing, was we actually created an anti-Black racism unit. A motion passed unanimously by our city council to create this unit within City Hall dedicated to confronting systemic racism. And we hired Gwen Chapman, Alex, who I think you know well, to lead that effort. And Gwen has been passionate and dedicated to that task of building our city's first anti-Black racism unit. And I think it's important to really look at your own institutions. I know sometimes you point to the events that happen in the States and you say, oh, that is in another country, not in our backyard. Well, I think we'd be naive to say it doesn't exist in our backyard. Systemic racism exists everywhere. You look at what happened last year with the Peel School Board, where there was incidents of systemic racism, and because of the passion of a local trustee, Kathy McDonald, the actual director of the school board was replaced. That was an example of activism relating to change. And here in Brampton, we're trying to make sure that we have a platform where activism can lead to meaningful change. We're seeing that on a policing level, where we have a human rights binding agreement that Chief Nish signed with the Ontario Human Rights Commission. We are trying to change institutions that, in our opinion, are backwards. Mayor Crombie and myself wrote an op-ed together about reforming the SIU, which is a provincial legislation that we want to see changed because it is part of the challenge within policing institutions. In tendering, it's been about getting the information to the public so those who have businesses know how to compete. We always want the best result for taxpayers, but knowledge is part of that challenge. And so this is an ongoing process for us right now in Brampton and the region of Peel, is looking at our institutions and saying, how can we make them more just, more fair for everyone in the community? And I feel that we're well equipped to make that progress in Brampton because we have a team that is committed to this. I think whether it's Francis's efforts or Gwen's efforts, we have a real momentum for positive change. And Alex, because of organizations like yours and this Congress, I think you're shining a light on these important topics, topics that need to be discussed, topics that need examination. And it's our commitment that the city of Brampton will be an ally in the march towards progress. And I should note, because we're close upon Emancipation Day again, it's only a short while away. Last year in the city of Brampton, as part of our efforts, we actually renamed a park. Emancipation Park. So there's now an Emancipation Park in Brampton, and that was a grassroots initiative led by the community to say that the infrastructure in our city should reflect the mosaic of the community. So whether it's streets, signs, parks, it should reflect the community. And so we've been doing that slowly but surely with street names and parks that a child can look to and say to their parents, tell me what that park is about. What does that name mean? And so our legacy, our infrastructure is also being intertwined with confronting, frankly, the way infrastructure was built before. It was built with names from 200 years ago that don't necessarily reflect the mosaic of today. So we're doing exciting work right now in the city of Brampton. And I just wanted to come on briefly. I know it's a jam-packed schedule today, but I wanted to come on briefly to send my best and to stand in solidarity with the work that Alex is doing, and know that we're only a phone call away or an email away in the city of Brampton, and we can help at any time.